Hey everybody, welcome to What Drives Us, episode 163. Oh, that's 3. My name is Russell Frost. I am your only host tonight. My co-host, the much more famous than I, Danny Cooper, is in fact, maybe even at this moment, doing donuts in the 4th generation Prius somewhere in Southern California. And we're hoping that if he's true to form, he's wrecked at least one set of tires and possibly done some body damage to a vehicle. Maybe 2. I'm just going with what he's done in the past, kids. But luckily enough, while Danny is away, we have an amazingly full panel this week to chat with us about the week's news. And it's always weird because I don't think the faces are aligned in everybody else's screen the way they are from mine, because I was going to go from left to right, but I'll just try it. From left to right, we have the owner and proprietor of Boulder Hybrids in Colorado, Mr. Paul Guzik.
Hey everybody, glad to be back again.
Welcome back. Thanks, Paul. And next to him, our man in the Pacific Northwest, his name is Patrick Connor.
Hello from Oregon, and a very special hello to all of my fellow veterans out there on Veterans Day. And for my Oregon tidbit, I'd like to note that we had, just a couple days ago, we had a 100-ton whale wash up on the beach. And hopefully we won't do like we did in the 70s when we had a whale wash up on the beach, and the Department of Transportation thought it would be a good idea to blow it up with dynamite. If you haven't seen that video, it's very funny. It didn't work out exactly as they had planned.
This is like the Topsy the Elephant video that you just don't want to watch it.
Maybe they didn't actually kill the elephant, the whale. But
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. But still, I mean...
Yeah, it's gross versus tragic.
Yeah.
They're both horrible, but, but different.
Yeah. Well, speaking of gross but tragic, next to him, my good friend and longtime panelist, Mr. Tony Schaefer.
Hey, everybody. Wow, I thought you were going to Mark next, so I wasn't ready. Yeah, so I am drinking. I think I've had Zipline on the show before. Zipline is from Lincoln, Nebraska. You'll be hard pressed to find it anywhere else, and this is a Copper Alt. So I'm once again turning to my Boulder beer.
Hey, Boulder.
Drinking. Yep.
Very nice, Tony, and a nice new sound this week.
Why, thank you. It is my brand new Yeti microphone.
Wow. We are moving on up, and please don't play that song.
You know I can.
I know you can.
Tony's just trying to be like somebody else on the show, I think.
I saw the size of yours, and I was...
Gentlemen, no whose mic is bigger contest. Okay?
Yeti envy.
Yeah. Yeah. And our gentleman friend just north of the border, Mr. Mark Coughlin.
Hello, everyone. Greetings from the Great White North. We were still waiting for the white to show up. Thank goodness.
Yeah. And Paul got a dusting of snow this morning, he said? Was it this morning?
This morning. Very little, but of course the weatherman said last night it would be, 8 inches of snow and the city would shut down, and it didn't happen.
Right, because no one in Boulder has ever dealt with snow before.
Well,
I guess, or is it just because it's in November everybody would freak out, or?
Well, this was the first real snow in town. There's been snow in the mountains, but nothing in town yet this season. Yeah.
Well, let's start with our 2-minute news topics, and I am going to turn to the always reliable for a 2-minute news topic, Mr. Mark Coughlin, to start us off.
Yes, I had come across an interesting video and story from Elon Musk, who has discovered, shocking, that humans can't be trusted with Tesla's new autopilot feature.
You could have stopped after trusted.
There's been a couple of videos placed on YouTube, which we happen to notice that one's been taken down recently. of people driving the Tesla autopilot from the back seat of their car and filming themselves as no one's in the driver's seat whizzing down a highway.
Wow.
So there has been some real concern, obviously, for safety of others and themselves on the roads, as people believe that this autopilot feature is so safe and reliable that there's no need to sit in the driver's seat whatsoever. So definitely, I think what's going to happen is Tesla is going to probably send out some sort of update. They are talking about putting pieces in place that would prevent that. Maybe sensing that someone's sitting in the driver's seat in the first place.
I'm sure there's a pressure sensor in that seat.
Yeah.
Right. So that type of thing is most likely going to change. Hopefully in the near future, after seeing that scary video of somebody zipping down a highway with no one in the driver's seat.
Wow.
And the original video, the one
But the steering wheel interferes with your beer when you're drinking. That's why they're in the back seat.
Uh-huh.
Well, I know why they're in the back seat. Oh no, it's the driver and his passenger girlfriend are in the back seat.
Oh.
That's why they're
I
in the
just
back
wanted to
seat.
see where you're going with that, Tony.
That's why the camera was there.
Yeah.
That's why they had a camera in the first place.
Right. And that's a video that didn't get posted to YouTube, oddly enough.
Yeah.
But wait for it, someone's going to do it.
So there'll have to be a new term, like the Mile High Club. There'll have to be like the autonomous backseat driving club. Or...
There you go. Submit your suggestions for this new term at whatdrives.us.
Call it the Highway 66 Club. Great, thank you. Thank you, humans.
So if you haven't seen it, I suggest you just take a look at YouTube. Look it up as Tesla autopilot driverless.
Backseat idiot.
Wow. Backseat.
Yeah.
And just be happy that you can't see your own car in the video.
Yeah. Exactly. You don't see yourself whizzing by. Or being whizzed by. That's not going to sound good. I'm just going to let it
No.
Yeah.
So this is why Google said that they just took the steering wheel and pedals out. They knew that people couldn't be trusted in this in-between phase. They said it's all or nothing. So we're just going to go all the way for it.
Yeah, yeah.
There's something to that. And then the steering wheel doesn't get in the way of the beer.
Right.
So.
But
I
the
still
problem
don't know about that law.
The problem still does come up when, like Patrick said, the Google went all or nothing, so they went all autonomous. But what if Tesla wants to make a car that you can drive around the neighborhood, but then if you're going to be on the interstate and you have 7 hours of just straight, let's say I-80 through the Midwest, and you want to just let the car do it? I know, right? Yeah, there's nothing more mind-numbing than I-80. So, what do you do for cars where there is no all or nothing?
Yeah, I guess you have to have an IQ test when you get the car.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's scary is somebody who owned a Tesla, who had the means to buy a Tesla, still did that video.
There's some stupid rich people too.
Oh,
Yep.
you won't hear me. Yeah, you won't hear me contradicting that. And we have evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Don't talk about Evan.
Evidence.
I thought you said Evan.
Oh, you said we have Evan.
You named him. I didn't. Okay.
I just misheard you. That was all. I'm sorry. I thought you said we have Evan.
Exactly. Wow. Okay. Well, now that we've slandered a member of the panel, rich people, and Tesla owners, anything else?
I don't know. We could throw in Apple and it's the clickbait episode.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Let's click it up. Let's plus it up. Speaking of plussing it up, I bet Patrick has a 2-minute news topic this week.
I do. So our pal John Volker over at Green Car Reports wrote an article titled "Oregon's Pitch to the Electric Car Industry. Come test new stuff here." And of course, I can't let this go by without mentioning it. So I'll just read a couple quotes from it. Oregon has some of the highest per capita electric car sales in the country. We have one of the densest networks of operating DC fast chargers, and we have more employers than anyone signed up for the U.S. Department of Energy Workplace Charging Challenge. We have a whole market full of tech-hungry, environmentally minded consumers. Come test your stuff here, and if it fails, it won't make as big a noise as it would if it failed in California.
Wait, is that in there?
No, that last part yeah, it is actually at the end. It's a little different. It says, if you really screw things up here, it doesn't make as much noise as it would in California.
Wow.
All right. Yeah,
Wow.
sure, it does. Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, so there's a few points in this. I wrote an article about 2 years ago, 10 reasons why Oregon's a great place for EVs. And the guy that John interviewed for this, I think he read my story, which is fine. That's great. That's why I wrote it. Get the news out about how great Oregon is for this stuff.
Hey, I think that's great. I think it's great. The infrastructure is there. Oregon really has worked hard to bring in, the electric avenue you've mentioned several times.
Yeah, that's the cover picture.
Yeah, and the population is very advanced tech friendly. So yeah,
And it's not too hot, it's not too cold, so batteries are happier.
Yep, we have very few days below freezing and very few over 100, so it's great for batteries.
Why do I live in Chicago?
Yeah, you came out here once. I thought you were going to stay.
That's not a question anyone but you can answer, Tony.
I know.
And maybe an abnormal psych professor at Harvard. I'm not sure. So
You have to excuse me. I got a bit of a sore throat. Some recent bad air.
well,
yes.
I'm sorry. And speaking of that, Patrick just got back from China.
So was that an internship at the Apple factory?
The Apple Car Factory.
Yeah.
So I've got some special inside news on Project Titan. I can't talk about it though. Sorry.
All right.
So yeah, I spent a week there, and the air quality was just horrible. And I guess they just cranked up a bunch of the power plants to. It's getting cold there. You guys were mentioning snow. It snowed 2 days that I was there. Which one of them was the morning before I went to see the Great Wall. So the Great Wall was dusted in snow. It was really pretty.
Yeah. Gorgeous photographs, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It seemed like a beautiful and horrible trip.
Yes, it was both. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the air is really like, and this comes from someone who was born in Los Angeles, so believe me, I'm not coming from higher moral ground here, but the air seemed really horrible.
Yeah, there was one day where you couldn't see the sun. I mean, I know it was up there somewhere, but
Oh, wow.
Yeah. When it cleared up a little, there was sort of an orange glow in one area that I think was it. That was only at the good moments.
Wow. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Well, needless to say, China's just as horrible as it looks at some levels. I mean, not that it's a wonderful place. I'm not.
But they have a lot of Volkswagens in China, right? So maybe
They
that's
do. I was. That's not a joke. I was surprised at how many Volkswagens I saw on the road there. I guess they were early to the Chinese market, and they're in well with the government. And I was actually asking the cabbie about it. I'm like, why aren't there more Priuses here? The traffic is very stop and go. A hybrid would be great. And nope, they're instead a lot of Volkswagens. I was also expecting to see local electric cars like BYD, and I didn't see. I saw one Tesla, I saw one Leaf, and that was it for electric cars. And I was looking. I spent a lot of time on the road. You go anywhere, and you're spending a lot of time on the road.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Paul. What were you saying?
Did you see any Kodas?
No, I didn't see any Kodas. No.
Any suspiciously slow 83 Corollas? No, that's not right. Wow. Well, that's thanks for sharing that, Patrick. And
Hope you get better soon.
I'm just glad. Yeah, I'm just glad you're back. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, me too.
So I don't have a 2-minute news topic, but I did want to bring up something really quick. I stopped by 2 car dealers this week, interestingly enough. One was a complete act of futility, and I knew it going into it, but I just kind of wanted to hear what was going to say. I stopped by a Chevy dealer to see...
In Florida?
In Florida, right. A non-car state. But I just wanted to see what they would say, and I wanted to see if they had any volts in the lot, and they did. They had a few volts. They were very expensive. Not really seemed like motivated to sell the old volts, interestingly enough. But yeah, they said they were not going to get the new volts at all.
Oh, wow.
At all.
Never.
Which isn't true, but
Right.
Again, car dealers and car salespeople don't always get the messages. I talked to my friend Chad at Chevrolet, and they will be getting those cars next model year, sometime next year. So, I'm not really sure why Chevy rolled it out just to the CARB states first, after already having rolled the vehicle out. I almost wonder if this isn't a misstep on their part. They've broken ground now in 50 states, so why would you back off those states for a long time?
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation, but they're not saying what the reason really is.
I just think there's a big demand, and they're going to, fulfill the CARB states first, and then go nationwide.
Right.
Anything to do with manufacturing issues? Has anyone heard anything? Well, not that they would,
But if they actually can only make 10,000 a month, and they've got orders for 40,000 a month, they're just got to catch up.
They actually announced recently that Hamtramck, where it's made, is going up to 2 shifts a day from 1.
I talked to 2 parties this week in Colorado that want to buy the new Volt, and they're trying to figure out a way to go to California and see if they can buy them. So, there is a demand nationwide for them.
Right.
Maybe not in Florida. But.
No, you see Volts here every once in a while. You see a Leaf here every once in a while. It's not a super. Florida's still a state of trucks, and big SUVs. Of course, the gas is $1.85.
Yeah. Wow.
I think maybe I might be $1.87, but it's below 190, which is insane to me. I don't even know how that can happen, but it does. The other place I stopped by, interestingly enough, was my local, named after the city that is near here, Nissan dealer. They don't have any Leafs. They don't know when they're getting Leafs, and frankly, they seemed offended that I wanted to talk about a Leaf. They did have the new Maxima that had cardboard police lights taped to the top of it. I think that was supposed to look cool or something. I don't know. But they were very excited about the new Maxima.
And the Titan.
And the Titan, as a matter of fact. That was the other vehicle they talked about. They had been trained on the new Maxima and the new Titan, but they had no knowledge of the new Leaf.
Wow.
So, again, it makes me. I wonder if that's the message that Nissan wants to send, or is it a clueless dealer, or is it Nissan being clueless and not getting this information downstream thoroughly enough? It's hard work to know what to say, but it was kind of disheartening.
Maybe it's market research. They just figure everybody in Florida is a dumbass and won't get EVs.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they just know where their market penetration is, and they focus on that.
You could be right.
They probably don't sell a lot of Titans in Portland.
And they're selling them down here.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. Well, speaking of some dumbasses, Green Car Reports, our friend, who's already been mentioned once in this show, so let's mention him again, John Volker, wrote an interesting little story yesterday. Reported that Volkswagen has made an initial offer to its current owners of 09 to 2015 2-liter diesel cars. They're offering them $1,000. But wait, it gets more complicated. It's actually a $500 Visa gift card. It's a $500 card redeemable at the VW dealership. I guess that means you get like hats and floor mats and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Oil changes.
Yeah. Oh, that's true service.
Tires.
And 3 years of free roadside assistance. And they're doing this as what they're calling a goodwill move. It is not designed to apparently the drivers, the owners, don't have to sign away their rights for lawsuits or other things. They just apparently feel like this is a good move. So I'm going to hold back my opinion until the very end. Gentlemen?
Yeah, I'm flipping through the comments of the article, which I should have done sooner. And, you know, some people are saying it's a goodwill gesture. Some people are saying the cars are going to take a $10,000 hit in value, and you're giving, you know, it's a joke. But, you know.
Yeah. Do they mention what the Kelley Blue Book drop has been since this whole Dieselgate event started?
Only
Yeah,
16%.
Yeah,
Well-
but not recently, but about a month ago or 3 weeks ago, it was 16. It fell by 16%.
But 16 per day, so
Right.
Yeah.
The car's
Yeah.
the
actually
cars were negative now.
negative money,
Mhm.
yes. Every owner owes society money.
The car is worth the
Yeah.
$1,000 gift card.
Yeah, that was we reported on the 16% drop that Kelley had acknowledged, but as of today, I don't know what that is. It's an interesting thought, Patrick.
Yeah, because this goodwill gestures, I don't know how much goodwill it can actually buy.
Well, hopefully it's a start. You know, it might be something that gets the ball rolling, something that they could get out of the gate immediately, and hopefully, we don't know, but hopefully it will be a good start for them.
Well, and I'm sure in any settlement they'll say, but look at this, we've already given out X million dollars in
Mhm.
coupons.
Right, in coupons to our parts department.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't trust Volkswagen parts? Okay, so I just find this so laughably inadequate, like so pathetically, flaccidly inadequate that I'm not even sure how it got past the committee, because of course it was probably a rogue committee of engineers that came up with this idea. No one at the top approved of it, I'm sure, or had knowledge of it.
See,
I
you know,
just-
yeah.
Well, I think they just wanted to say, hey, look, we're doing something. You know, even though your car's worth nothing, here's
Right,
$1,000.
Right. We're not. We still haven't even acknowledged that we don't have a fix.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Even though we designed this problem ourselves and created this problem more than 6 years ago, we have no idea how to fix it.
Yeah, we really should have been working on the fix 6 years ago in hopes that no one ever discovers and it never gets to this point. But instead of that,
Yeah.
here's a $500 gift card to our parts department.
You get synthetic motor oil next time you stop in.
Ooh.
And we'll update your computer software, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Let us update your smartphone too.
Yeah.
Because who wouldn't trust Volkswagen at this point with software?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently they're really good at that.
Yeah.
Hey, look, according to my phone, I'm getting 6 bars.
So
Thanks,
apparently,
Out of 5.
Yeah.
so we're all pretty much agreed. This is woefully inadequate, but it's something. So here, have something, I guess.
Yeah, it's like when there was a company that fracked some area and set their water on fire, so they gave them all free pizza. It's not quite that bad.
Yeah. Well, it's not that bad. I mean, my first thought was, you know, basically you're giving a starving man a Tic Tac and saying, here, you know, this will help.
Right.
No, it won't.
Well, it'll help their breath.
Right.
You don't want to die with bad breath.
But hey, if you die in our Volkswagen, at least you'll have new car mats.
Yeah. Well, Okay, enough picking on Volkswagen. Let's pick on another Volkswagen company. How about Audi?
Bring it.
This week, the Auto Express reported that Audi, and I just love this headline. Actually, let me read this headline. Quote, Audi on the brink of showing a fuel cell vehicle. It sounds so dramatic. Like people were, a fuel cell vehicle from Audi?
Wow.
We're gonna wait. Hold on. We're anytime now. We're going to. Wait. Hold on.
Yeah.
Anytime. On the break.
Who's going around the world and distributing the Kool-Aid? I mean, like...
Yeah.
Hold
Yeah,
your
you're
breath
rich.
for it. That
Shell,
unicorn will be here.
Shell oil. Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry. Did I
yeah.
say that? What, did someone hear that? Yeah. No, I mean, it's obviously the people that are delivering the natural gas to be cracked. I can't think of anybody else with any kind of interest in this.
Oh yeah, they have a big interest in it. If that opens up a whole new market for them to sell methane into, well, why wouldn't they be promoting it?
Right. I don't know who else. I mean,
I'd say, are we 100% sure that this is actually a fuel cell vehicle and not just a diesel car with software?
It's an upgraded car.
It's an upgraded car. Well, it tested clean.
That's water coming out of the tailpipe. Don't worry, it might look like NOx, but no.
There were no emissions coming out of this car.
Yeah. Yeah. I just like, did anybody happen to note the powertrain engineer's name?
No.
Didn't know that.
I'm sorry, and just the way it's written, if you glance at the page, it looks like it's Dr. Van Doom. So I was having Fantastic Four flashbacks reading the whole thing about how Van Doom has created this hydrogen-powered car.
And boom.
That really puts a whole different spin
Yeah,
on
this is sound like an Austin Powers movie.
Mhm.
it. Exactly. Right. Yeah, what could go wrong with a hydrogen car?
Yeah, as Dr. Van Doom.
Nothing.
Well, like we were saying last week, is are these companies hedging their bets? You know, everyone puts an iron in the fire just to say they have one, so they're not left out.
Or maybe they can sell the hydrogen car credits to CARB and sell more Titans or whatever.
Yep.
Or something, yeah, to make up for the Titans that they're selling, or the A8 V12s that they're selling, or whatever they are. It's interesting that the article goes into the fact that that Audi claims to have an improved H2 system that will get more range than current hydrogen cars. We're still searching for currently regular hydrogen cars to find out what that range is. As soon as we meet an owner, we'll be happy to report back on that.
Yeah.
So I know we normally talk about our Facebook page at the end of the show, but we had an article that one of our listeners, Lee Moon, shared, and we put it on the page, that talked about the full retail hydrogen stations that are now coming online in California. And they're not free. I mean, some of the dealers are rolling out, you get like a 1 year free or whatever. But here we have an idea of what they
You get a
might actually
$500
cost
card from VW to use.
with your Audi.
Yeah.
So yeah, it says according to the article, you can get around 4.6 miles per dollar in a fuel cell. So maybe the Audi will be a little bit better. But then Lee asked the question, how's that compared to an EV? And I first gave my smartass answer and said, well, I have solar panels, so I drive for free. But then worked out the math, and around here electricity is about 10 cents a kilowatt hour, and the 2015 Leaf is rated at 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour. So that works out to be 33.8 miles per dollar. So in a fuel cell, you can get 4 miles and change, or you can get 33 miles and change. Big difference, in order of magnitude more efficient.
And hang on, can't you plug in an EV at home? You don't have to go to 100-mile-away fuel cell station that's going to be out of order when you get there.
Not if you have a pet unicorn.
Yeah,
That's true.
Exactly.
Like the tears. Unicorn.
exactly.
Right.
That's why unicorns are now on demand everywhere.
Mhm.
Right, yeah, so Paul, yeah, the argument's always, well, EVs take so long to charge. Well, if you're plugging it in your garage overnight, who cares how long it takes?
Right.
And then, as we mentioned earlier, there's DC fast charging. If your state actually supports electric vehicles, you can have DC fast chargers. Or Tesla. Tesla has a vast network. In fact, we just opened a new one in Sandy yesterday.
Wow.
There it is.
Wow.
You're speechless, Russ.
I'm speechless.
Yeah,
I like the quote in the Audi article that says, and this is beautiful. Audi is poised to go into volume production with fuel cells as soon as the market and public infrastructure justify this move.
I guess that means never.
The 12th of never, yes.
Yes, 12th of never. That's awesome.
And also, just to be so concerned people will know, it indicates that we will not neglect the development of our internal combustion engines either. So
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so assured by that.
That was close.
Yeah.
just in case you were concerned they were going to drop the IC completely,
Yeah.
that's
And
not the
only
case.
offer hydrogen cars.
Yeah.
Soon as possible. Yeah.
Actually, they have this new technology called clean diesel.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're getting right on that. Yeah.
I shouldn't have gone there.
Yeah, someone recently has dropped the the patent on that name.
Yeah. Yeah. Although they vacated the trademark, they're like, we don't care. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It would be the most defaced car badge in America.
Oh, yeah.
Clean diesel, yeah. Hmm. Well, speaking of defaced, and that's really the only. This next thing, this has been sort of a. How do I admit this? This has been kind of a little obsession of mine.
Yeah.
There's this company called Faraday Future that has had their hype machine cranked up to like 11
Right.
Yeah.
for the last few months. They've made videos that don't show anything. They've released press releases that don't say anything. They have a Twitter account and a Facebook page that doesn't say anything. All we know is that they're building something really cool, or at least that's
Tesla
what
killer.
they say. The Tesla killer. It's a car with more corporate speak loaded into it than any other product that I've ever come in contact with. Which is the other part that scares me. Anyway, once again, our friend John Volker, who apparently informally writes for this show. John did a story on the 10th yesterday about them, and there's some stuff that we do know. There's a Chinese billionaire, the guy who invented the Chinese version of Netflix, which after Netflix existed, rolling out the Chinese version in China probably wasn't a big leap. But nonetheless, the billionaire who owns LeTV or LETV, whatever it is, in China, is supposed to be the money behind this. Faraday Future's also announced that they're going to spend $1 billion with a B, that's with a B, dollars on a factory somewhere in the United States.
Northern Nevada?
They have some places. Oddly enough, I think it was like Nevada, California, Texas, and Mississippi. Were the 4 locations?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not seeing in this article, but that's just my.
The very bottom. The company is evaluating potential manufacturing sites in California, Georgia, Louisiana,
and Texas. I'm sorry, not Nevada.
So I think his plan is the plan, just like he did with making the Chinese Netflix and then inventing the Chinese Uber, is that he's going to wait until another company actually builds a plant and then just buy it.
Or copy it, steal it.
Yeah.
Our friend Patrick who is who is the heart and soul of the news posting on our Facebook page, also posted this lovely little bit of Russell
Oh, that
trolling.
was total clickbait. Yes.
Yeah, that I didn't click on or comment on, but the wonderful rumor that actually that Faraday Future is actually just a front for Apple.
That one cracked me up.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, that one's so nice and like collapsing in on itself that there should just be a black hole where that story was.
Yeah.
It sounded like the kind of joke we would make on the show, and then they're posting it as his real story.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Apple Insider, not maybe the best news source. Trust me on that one.
And did you see the amount of time that they say they'll go from a site to a rolling assembly line is 24 months? Pretty ambitious, I would say.
How long did it take Tesla to move into what was at one time a thriving auto factory?
It was a little longer than 24 months,
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Exactly. All of this smells so strongly of the final byproduct of cattle that I'm not really. Is it just me? Am I being cynical?
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe they've got like Donald Trump gonna run their U.S. operation, and he'll put people to work and make it all happen.
We build things. That's easy.
Yeah, that's right. You want a big wall? I'll build you a wall.
Yeah, there is absolutely no possible way that anyone, I don't care who you are, how much money you want to throw at it, there is absolutely no way anyone could build a functioning factory that manufactures road-worthy, brand new vehicles in 24 hours. I would love to be proven wrong, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Did you say hours?
That's.
Did I say hours? I meant months.
Hours, month.
And we should point out, building a car that doesn't exist right now.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
brand new. Yeah.
best a design that hasn't even been prototyped as far as we know. And yeah, it's just, they're horrible. I'm
But
sorry.
maybe it is actually being prototyped, and they have mules driving around Beijing. You just wouldn't know. They are the ones polluting the air as a cover.
it's a cover. Yes.
They put VW badges on them, and no one suspected.
Yeah. Has a benzene tank in the back that just sprays out poison on the drive. Just we had to make sure it was good. Does any of this smell like Fisker to anybody else?
It does, yes. A lot of hype, and hype. If that's your goal is to make hype, then they did a great job at that, but that doesn't make cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people deal very well in hype.
Well, and some people deal exclusively in hype, which is all Faraday's made so far. I personally wish them the best of luck. I hope they make an awesome car, and I hope it works. But right now, I'm bored with the whole, coming, the device that will change your life. And talking about revenue streams, getting their device in people's hands is a revenue stream for them. I'm like, it's a car. It's a car. It's not. It's not a phone.
They called it a device.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
It's a people-centric, yada yada. The marketing speak that surrounds everything they say is dreadful.
They're talking about how their business model doesn't match the typical car, that all we want to do is get people to drive it off a lot. They're talking about how their car will be like time shared and whatever, like leased, and their revenue comes from people actually owning and using the car, not just buying it and taking it off the lot.
Interesting. So they want to charge you per mile?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Who knows?
Right.
Find out in 25 months.
Yeah.
36,
24 months,
48.
23 and a half.
you can go drive one, apparently, so... We won't. We'll find out soon where their billion-dollar factory is going to be, and then maybe we'll see what their billion-dollar factory is going to build.
You know, and I'm just sitting here laughing because I'm thinking, I just hope that whatever they build actually passes the crash tests. Because if you haven't Googled
the Chinese crash test.
crash tests, prepare to be horrified.
Yeah.
And guess what? There's no Chinese-made cars sold in America right now.
Right.
Because the people who run the crash tests have seen the YouTube videos.
Yep. You would all die.
Oh hell no.
Well, speaking of things that maybe shouldn't be on the road, Toyota seems to have served up a healthy serving. Toyota is recalling 31,000 Avalon Hybrid, Lexus ES 300H, ES 350H from 13, 14, and 2015 model years. What they're calling it's a risk of automated braking. Apparently, this has to do with the automated braking systems in the vehicles picking up different types of road hazards and then braking for them when in fact it's not really a hazard.
Yeah. Yeah, I had heard of that in several scenarios.
Too sensitive.
In one case, a Prius owner said that they had the cruise control on and they were just going along and they hit a fog bank and the car slammed on the brakes because it was getting radar echoes off the fog.
Wow, off the fog.
That's what they said. Yeah.
And does this even happen when you're in the back seat?
I know how to find out.
Yeah. If you're in the back seat, you don't care.
Right.
The thing in the article the only thing that it mentions specifically is that the pre-collision system, the Toyota's pre-collision system, has trouble identifying metal objects. In this case, steel joints or roadway plates that you might find in a construction zone.
Yeah.
So apparently that gives some kind of radio return that's different from what the car is programmed to fix. I mean, this is just, we've talked a lot about autonomous driving too, and
we do.
And this is a huge thing for Toyota because they're really pushing their built-in safety features, of which this pre-collision system is a huge one. This is just part of like the aches and pains of deploying something like this is fine-tuning the sensors and the software so that it only so that it doesn't cause a recall. Well, I guess that's probably the main point. But so that it doesn't, you're with any automated system, you're probably with any system, you're gonna have false positives. If it's a human, they freak out, they hit the brakes. It happens. But
this is definitely the hardest part.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I just like the way this is called the pre-collision system. It's not collision avoidance or, it's, you're going to collide. We're just going to do some stuff before then. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Patrick. I always thought that was like kind of odd wording, and that like we're going to make this collision as pleasant as possible.
We put on some happy music. We spray a little new car scent in the air. This is our pre-collision stuff.
It's like the pre-party at the Oscars.
Right. In fact, maybe they should just put in a peremptory call to 911 and go, "Hey, there's two stiffs in a car." But they went out smiling.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. The occupant death detection system.
It sprays a tranquilizer to help you go limp.
Oh.
You guys have a job in marketing, definitely.
These are all great terms. I don't know why they're not using them.
I can't imagine. And just think of the MBA that thought that term up and trademarked it and now uses it with a straight face.
Same one who came up with clean diesel.
Yeah.
And clean coal.
And clean coal.
And natural gas.
Marketing history. Pre-collision system. Oh! Please tell me more.
So did you guys see the what are they calling it? The resolution? How they are resolving these issues? It is a two-step process. The two-step is the first step will involve disabling the pre-collision system until improved components can be installed, which is step 2. So, step 1, we turn it off. Step 2, stay tuned. We'll let you know.
Maybe they'll get a gift card.
To Volkswagen.
or they're trying to recruit the VW software guys to come work for them to
help fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they turn off the pre-collision, how are you going to know you're about to die?
Right. And that fresh blast of new car scent just as I get thrown through the windshield. I mean, that's important to me. That's really important to me.
Here at Toyota, we respect your death.
Oh, well, I'm going to get a letter on that one. I can pretty much guarantee there's going to be an email in my box.
Dude,
in fact,
seriously, 162.
Do you really think anybody from Toyota actually listens to this?
Not anymore. Hey, well, if they're going to recall the pre-collision system, they could just recall the name at the same time. When they roll it out with their new one, they can change it.
Right. We're going to call it something else much nicer.
Yeah, exactly.
Helping keep you alive system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the death with honor system.
Oh. Well, on that high note, let's end the show's news. I mean, it was a show of just nothing but like we kept going up higher and higher, climbing the peaks. You know? The Fiskarization of Faraday Future, the pre-collision system, Volkswagen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they all got it. We gave them all a beating tonight.
Yeah, we actually need a good show with lots of positive stories next week. I got to work on that one.
Good luck.
So
or not. These are fun too.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point, Patrick. Well, let's do our shout-outs. I'll do them in opposite order than I introduced everyone in. Let's start with Mr. Mark Coughlin.
Just hello to the Orlu Voltec group. If you want to follow us, there's our Twitter handle, and we also have a Facebook page as well with the same WR Voltec. I can't point. I have no idea how to get to the screen. Just point everywhere. There we go.
There you go. Absolutely. Follow Mark at WR Voltec on Twitter, and definitely a good one of my favorite Twitter streams. Mr. Tony Schaefer, I'm not going to say anything mean this time.
Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Of course. I want to pitch the What Drives Us Facebook page. If you haven't found it yet, facebook.com/whatdrivesus. And I want to give a shout out to a new listener and dear friend of mine, Debbie Ludwig, who is an amazing person. So everyone has to say hi to Deb.
Hi, Deb.
Hello, Deb.
Hello.
And of course, everyone, come to the Facebook page, join the conversation. Like Lee Moon posted that article. Austin's always there. Tom Stengel, Jim Carr. Yeah, I mean, we love it. We love interacting with all of you guys. We love hearing what you say. We especially love when you throw our jokes back at us and whatever. I mean, that's a lot of fun. That's what makes the show so fun. So keep the conversation up.
Well, there you go. There you go. And yeah, how many people on the Facebook page? We're 640. That's not bad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. We're getting up there. That's hey, thank you, all 640 of you. Even if you're, not listening right now, thank you. Well, if you're hearing this now, you're listening. That's like, I'm sorry, I had to go on that time travel thing again.
Too much Doctor Who.
Too much Doctor Who. Yes, I will admit that. Absolutely. Mr. Connor, save me, please. Save me.
Sure. Hi, I'm Patrick Connor. I'm with the Oregon Electric Vehicle Association. You can find us at oeva.org. And we have a Twitter and Facebook and Pinterest and a whole bunch of other stuff. So, yeah, you can find us all over the social media posting pictures and news stories and good stuff.
And again, we thank Patrick for posting the 99% of the things you see on the What Drives Us Facebook page is due to Patrick. So I'd love to take credit. Well, I could take credit for it, but Patrick would kill me. And rightfully so. Last and most definitely not least, Paul, take it away.
Hey, thanks to Paul Guzik from Boulder Hybrids. We fix hybrid cars, we upgrade hybrid cars, we work on electric cars, we give advice on cars. So if you're anywhere in the Rocky Mountain region, it's worth the drive. And our website's boulderhc.com.
And absolutely worth every mile you travel to go see Paul. So go see Paul. It's boulderhc.com.
And Pearl Street. We need to mention Pearl Street and legal marijuana.
That's right. While you visit Colorado, there is legal marijuana.
Hey, Paul, if I could help drive
in case you didn't know that.
Anyway,
yeah,
I'm here for you, man.
Just in case.
Yeah.
So, Paul, do you have like exciting oil change incentives or something?
Like a free bong hit with
yeah, I don't know. I'm just guessing the waiting room at your place is really placid.
For every new battery sale, for every new battery pack, Paul will bake some of his special brownies.
Yes, that's right. We have brownies on the counter.
Okay, now that we made up a bunch of lies about boulderhc.com, take your car and go there.
Yeah.
Let's see, shout-outs from me this week. My friends at Marantz Professional, you can visit them at facebook.com/MarantzPro. I use their audio recorder and love them very much. Also, my good friend and co-host, who sometimes actually appears on this show. Yes, that's a challenge.
Co-host?
That's a challenge.
How many can he miss and still be considered the co-host?
Patrick,
tonight he's working though, so it's all right.
A contractual thing. I'm screwed. It doesn't matter. I just have to. I have to pretend like he's still involved. So.
I don't want to start any rumors or any weird controversies, but I haven't seen Mark and Danny on the same show at the same time.
No, there was one show where Danny was on the show and I was on the show at the same time.
Yeah, but you did look kind of puppety that night.
like maybe you're just on the phone.
Yeah, exactly. There's just like a phone display or something.
Why is he all pixelated tonight? Oh, just some camera problems. Ignore that.
Yeah, look, I'm Danny. I'm Mark. I'm Danny. I'm Mark. Well, nonetheless, Mr. Cooper is at this moment at the 4th Generation Prius Drive Festival in California, and we hope that he will come and visit us soon and talk about his experiences driving the 4th G Prius and the RAV4 Hybrid. Two brand new hybrid vehicles from our friends at Toyota, who hopefully have not included the pre-collision system in either vehicle. Hopefully. But you can visit him at PriusChat.com. If you own a Prius and need accessories, you can buy them at PriusChat.com/shop. Visit him today to buy all of your important Prius stuff. It's a good place to go, the best place to go, the only place to go. And if you go anyplace else, I'll hunt you down and kill you like the animal you obviously are.
But at least you'll get a pre-collision warning.
It's a pre-Russell
warning.
Yeah. I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to get you. PriusChat.com/shop. Remember, the preceding was all Danny Cooper's fault. I want to thank Michael Manring for our theme music. You can visit him at manthing.com. I want to thank all our listeners who hopefully are going to iTunes and subscribing, leaving us reviews with lots of stars and lots of positive comments. Stitcher, Slacker, whatever the name of it is, your favorite podcatcher. Or you go, if you take the pedestrian approach, like I do, because I'm a walking kind of guy, and go to whatdrives.us to download, stream, watch, view, listen, whatever you like. Click on the news links, because I post the news links there every week. That's whatdrives.us. Gentlemen, that is another show in the can. Thank you.
Thank you.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
now that we're a two Yeti show,
Ooh.
I am having some real microphone envy. Okay. I mean,
Sweet.
I used to have like the big, no. Now it's
Sennheiser, what was it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Nice mic.
Heil. I had
Yeah, it was Heil. Yeah, it was.
it was a Heil PR40. Someday that'll be back. But thank you, Mark, Tony, Patrick, Paul. Thank you very much for being on the show this week, guys. It's always fun doing it with you.
Always fun.
Yep.
Good
Tony,
times.
are you ready?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Download us next week.
Right.
Go ahead, Paul.
You got the music queued up?
Oh yeah.
I hope so.
Mhm.
Cue the
Oh
music.
no.
Okay. Well, and thanks to all of you for listening. Download us next week and find out what drives us. Let's go.